Hello, everyone. I am delighted to be here with the amazing Joanna Hunter, who is a contributor in this upcoming book, The Gift in Gratitude. Welcome, Joanna. How are you going?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's such a privilege to have you in this book. I remember reaching out because I just felt that you were just the perfect person to show what gratitude in motion is, with the gift and gratitude. And you said yes, and I was so grateful. And we had the best conversation, didn't we, that we made into a chapter for this book.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was amazing. And we talked a lot about not only gratitude, but going deeper into the feelings of appreciation as well. So it was an amazing conversation. And I'm delighted to be part of the book. And gratitude's been my jam for a long time. And I've literally built an incredible life just on the vibration and frequency of gratitude.
People is so underestimated, and as humans, we make things so much more complicated than we need to. If you just tap into gratitude, you'll see changes happen in your life immediately, won't you, Joanna?
Absolutely. I mean, if as a spiritual life and business coach, if I could teach all of my students or all of the world just one tool, I would always pick gratitude above everything else because it, it works on so many levels. It works on a mental level. It works on a physiological level. It literally changes your brain chemistry and your body chemistry. It works on a kind of I feel like an environmental level as well. So when you start feeling the feelings of appreciation and things like that, it has this knock-on effect into your actual environment as well. You start to see that environment through a very, very different lens. And this is why, and you're so right when you said it's so underestimated because it really is. People think, well, it's so simple. Like I've got big problems. They're complex. They need big, complex solutions. But actually, what I've come to find is that all solutions are simple and problems are complex.
Yes.
And, and there's nothing simpler than gratitude of just really sitting in that vibration and frequency and energy. And it is that, and I think Albert Einstein said it best, the ultimate sophistication is simplicity.
Absolutely. Wow. We speak the same talk, don't we? With the same language, Joanna. I just wanted to read the first paragraph of your chapter, which, I just love this intro. So you can imagine what the whole chapter is like, guys. Gratitude for me is like the absolute pinnacle of your spiritual journey. You don't need to learn anything more. If you learn gratitude, you have everything you need because gratitude for yourself improves yourself. Relationship gratitude for others improves your relationship with others. Gratitude for the money you have increases the money you have. Gratitude for your environment, your home, the country you live in just increases the satisfaction and contentment in living in those places and things. For me, gratitude is literally the secret sauce for everything. Oh, just go back, rewind, and listen to that again, guys, or go buy the book and read it on repeat. Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful. And it
Yeah.
is, I just agree with that so wholeheartedly. When I first started my gratitude practice, for anyone that's listening to this, that's like, gratitude, what's that? When I first started my gratitude practice, I did consider myself a positive person. And I came across gratitude and I was told, write 10 things that you're grateful for. I thought, no problem, easy peasy. 2 hours later, I am like tearing my hair out. I'm at number 8. I cannot get number 9 and I cannot get number 10. And I realized that every single thing that I have written comes with a giant but. Like I love my home, but I hate how small it is. At the time, that's what it was like. And it was so funny. And it was such a shock to me because I would have considered myself a positive person. Other people would have described me as a positive person. And yet there I was with this, what felt like a tiny task of finding 10 things to be grateful for. And I'm like, at number 9 and like I got nothing. And realizing, wow, this was an eye opener. It was such a this was an issue. And I realized
Yes.
immediately that it was an issue in my life, and the fact that I had a lot of lack in my life.
Mhm.
But when I was given this very simple task of writing 10 things that I'm grateful for, I was like, oh, I can now see why I have lack in my life, because I also have a giant lack of gratitude in my life. And I realized that the two just went together. And I
Mhm.
was like, holy moly. So I made it my mission to really just start every single day just writing down 10 simple gratitudes, 10 things that I was grateful for. And it was a man called Bob Proctor, and he said, no ifs, no buts. Don't think about the ifs, don't think about the buts. Just focus on what you're grateful for. So even though everything that I wrote came with an if and a but, I tried not to kind of like give that attention. I tried to just give the attention to what I was actually grateful for. Within a week, I was really starting to feel a lot more gratitude. Within 2 weeks, I was starting to notice that during the days, things would just pop into my head and be like, oh, yeah, I'm so grateful for this. Within 2 weeks, my life was actually at a point where I would honestly say it was unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Like I could not recognize my own life. I realized that things had shifted so rapidly and so quickly in the
Mhm.
space and span of 2 weeks. Then I hit a period of total doubt.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, this is like, I'm a fluke. This is too good to be true. Like, how can it be so simple? And I started doubting myself. So I gave the practice to my brother and to my mother. And I said, right, guys, like, let's try this kind of like an experiment. Let's try this experiment for them to do that. Um, and so then they began, and within about 2 weeks, their lives were also unrecognizable. And yet my life had continued to improve. But I was still in that weird doubt and thinking, oh, well, now it's a genetic fluke. We share genetics. So now it's a genetic fluke. I'm clutching here, But about 30 very happy friends, relatives, family members, and things like that later, um, I realized, like, holy moly, there is something really, really in this. There is something in this.
Yes.
And this actually really, really works. And I thought, why doesn't everybody know this? And I
Yes.
was like, why doesn't everybody know this? Since that point of beginning my gratitude journey, at that point, it was 2006. Well, it's actually 2005. I began giving gratitude. End of 2005, beginning of 2006. In 2006, I was £120,000 in personal debt.
Yes.
And my number one spiritual practice had become gratitude. By 2008, I was completely debt free. Um, in
Beautiful.
2021, we bought a mansion with a library and art studio, and and this is my first home that I have ever purchased.
Yes.
And it sits on like 2 acres of land. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's got its own pond and mini forest in the garden. Like, it's unreal. And I wake up in the morning and I think, oh my God, I am so lucky. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and pinch me. But I know that I have got where I am today through the power of gratitude.
Wow, isn't that like that? Your story is people just need to know it to show the power of gratitude in it, isn't it? The awareness of self by doing that one simple practice of writing down 10 things and identifying the buts as a negative that's pulling away from the potential energy that could be and could be making, like that mindfulness and awareness of that, and then this practice bringing that to life, and you've been able to change that just ever so slightly initially, and then it just gets a life of its own, doesn't it, Joanna? It's just the most special thing.
Absolutely. I think, one of the things that I think is, and I say this to my clients because I adopted gratitude as like one of my number one tools with my clients. And And I say to my clients, there's different types of gratitude. There's a type of gratitude that I call lip service gratitude, where
Yes.
you're literally like, I'm so grateful, and you're not feeling it. Don't even bother with that. If that is what you have got to give, don't even bother, because it does nothing. The gratitude that we want to get to is at a deep, heartfelt level. We want to feel it. We want to feel it. And that's the key. So how do we know if we're on the frequency of something? So Nikola Tesla, very famous, said if that you really want to know like energy, you have to understand vibration and frequency. So energy, vibration, and frequency. And so gratitude itself is a frequency. And how do we get on that frequency of gratitude? So we start attracting in and pulling in all of the good things for ourselves. And the key is that we need to be feeling it. Feeling it is our indication that we are on the frequency of gratitude. So if we're giving that kind of very lame lip service gratitude, like I'm so grateful, and there's just not an iota of feeling there, I'm afraid you're not on the frequency of gratitude, and you may have actually just wasted 10 minutes of your time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to do this practice, my number one tip is that you really allow yourself to feel it. I've also said to my students and my clients, I'm not fussy where you get your gratitude. So if you see horrible things on the television, like, don't feel guilty if that makes you feel grateful for the fact that you're not in the thick of that, or that you are not, that suffering is not happening to you in that moment. Like, that takes nothing away from the people that are suffering. It does not hurt the people that are suffering. But what it does do is put a positive energy into the world. And so don't ever feel guilty if you see someone who is less fortunate than you and that invokes gratitude in you. Just allow it to be and just say thank you. Thank you that I'm not experiencing that right now. Thank you. Thank you that I have more than enough, or whatever it is that you're feeling in that moment. Go with it. I'm never fussy where the gratitude comes from, as long as you get on the vibration and the frequency of it, and knowing that there's a collective energy to this. If, like,
Yes.
when you feel gratitude, you're actually putting a positive energy into the collective consciousness of humanity, and
Yes.
that's actually what's going to end the suffering of
Yes.
humanity. So it's win-win for everyone if you can get on that frequency, and the more humans that can get on this frequency, the more we elevate as a collective consciousness as well, which is epic.
It's our duty to do it, and we should not feel guilty for it. And it doesn't matter if it's a small thing or a big thing that we're grateful for. The energetic frequency can be the same, the potential of it, isn't
Mm,
it, Joanna? Whenever you start out, you can be grateful with all of your heart for something smaller, and it can grow, but your energy can still be the same and still attract. And it okay. So when we spoke, about whenever we were doing the chapter, the interview, you talked so deeply about appreciation for others in relationships, in personal loving relationships, but also in relationships that we have with others in life. Can you
yeah.
speak to appreciation, because it connects in with gratitude?
Absolutely. So appreciation is a kind of deeper form of gratitude, of where we really, I really appreciate you. We can hear that that's a different frequency than I'm grateful for you. So appreciation is where we're giving thanks for what we are receiving in. And gratitude, I think, is often where we're giving thanks for what we have been given.
Yes.
So that's a very subtle difference, but there is a difference. And in relationships, one of the things that I've had a very unique ability my entire life. I literally often joke that I was born weird, but it's much truth was said in jest. And I've had an ability to be able to see energy all of my life. I see around everything. And it's just something that I've always done. So when I first started life coaching, um, and working with clients and things, I would literally be observing as we were talking, I would be literally observing their energy change around them. Like, different colors, different frequencies, different patterns of energy moving in and around them. And I could see that with the naked eye, but I would start to see patterns of energy. And I'm a fan of naming things. I think if we can name something, we can either conquer it or we can either understand it. I think without a name, it's kind of just loosey goosey. The name anchors in. So I started looking at this energy and I kept seeing I was working with a spate of clients who were all experiencing either relationship trouble or going through divorce or divorced and trying to kind of like come to terms with life now. And I was working with all different clients and I kept seeing this one energy again and again and again. And I'm thinking, what gives? You know, it's the same energy. I keep seeing the energy again and again and again. And then what I realized was that the energy that I was seeing was, I wonder what this was. So I tuned in, and eventually what I found was it was a lack of appreciation.
Yes.
And I had clients where one partner had cheated on the other partner and the marriage was over. I had clients where I don't know what happened. Things just drifted apart and we are no longer in love. I had clients where everything he does just annoys me. It didn't matter how they were presenting to me this relationship problem. Under all of it, depending on never mind what was on the surface, under it, the underlying energy was this lack of appreciation.
Yeah.
And I had this really huge epiphany moment that if a lack of appreciation can create the implosion of a relationship, then appreciation, it stands to logical reason that appreciation can bolster a relationship. So I
Yes.
actually discussed this with my husband, and well, this year we'd be married 27 years, so there's that.
It works.
And so I definitely feel, and it was something that we actually consciously chose to employ in our marriage of telling each other regularly and, you know, daily that we appreciate each other, that we appreciate the things that we do for each other, that we appreciate the family that we have, that we appreciate our life, that we appreciate these things. And I definitely feel like appreciation is the glue that kind of sticks relationships together. And lack of appreciation is really almost a toxic substance that causes
Yeah.
relationships to explode. And even if you look in the terms of things like cheating and things like that within a relationship, there has to be a lack of appreciation for your current partner in order for that to happen, you know? And so again, we can see how it's so logical how it plays out, but it's been amazing. And I've had so many people over the years. I've had people who are like adamant. They were coming to me to literally get the courage to get divorced. And we worked on appreciation and they're like, you know what? I'm good here. I realized that this is what the issue has been all along. And wow, you know, like I am now seeing my partner again through a new light, through a new life, and
It
realizing it's
ignites something, doesn't it? The appreciation just ignites something, and it's connected to love. And the intention that you speak about there, one of my other books in this series called The Miracle of Intent. And when you do something intentionally, like it takes a little bit of effort to do it, but the results, you reap the rewards, don't you? It's a beautiful thing. And
absolutely
again, appreciation, something so simple, can have such a profound effect in your life and in your relationships. And that's worth it, isn't it? You know, it's amazing.
100%. I think 100%. I mean, it really enriches your relationships. You know, it really, really enriches them and it takes them to new levels and new heights. And
Yes.
if you think about it as well, it is actually quite horrible to be in a relationship where you really, really feel utterly unappreciated. And of course, you can see how that is the the thing that begins to eat away at the relationship, eats away at the stability of that relationship. And the more unappreciated you feel, the more you feel maybe taken advantage of, and the more you start coding for energies like resentment and feeling hard
Yeah.
done by, And then we are literally on a super downward spiral highway, moving
Because they're
down
not
into
attractive qualities, are they? That's the thing. Yeah.
absolutely moving into lower contracted states of energy.
Oh, Joanna. Joanna, I'm sure everyone has fallen in love with you if they don't know you already, because you're amazing. You have a beautiful community that you serve, and you just tell everyone where they can find you.
They can find me at joannahunter.com. So you will get all my social links on there as well. But if you are currently on social media scrolling, then you can find me at Joanna Hunter, COM, like com at the end of my name. So Joanna Hunter, COM. And you will find me on that name on all social media channels.
Nice and simple. It's the same everywhere. And you can
Absolutely.
also find her in the gift of gratitude. And if you're watching this, comment below for your opportunity to win a copy of this book, signed by me. We might be able to make it happen that Joanna gets to sign it too. We can make magic happen, can't we, Joanna?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you
Beautiful.
so much for joining me and for coming into this book. I absolutely appreciate you, and I'm very grateful for it. Thank you, Joanna.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm absolutely delighted to be part of this project and just so grateful. So thank you.
Oh, Joanna, amazing. Thank you.